Hey everybody, this is Darren Van Dam, and you are watching Flick Connection, the show that helps you get blah, blah, blah. Hey everybody, this is Darren Van Dam, and you're watching Flick Connection, the show that helps you get more out of movies. And today I want to tell you about the funniest movies you can currently watch on Netflix. So if I seem oddly serious in a video about the funniest movies on Netflix, it's because I'm super high on cough medicine, and some of you may get that reference, but no, it's actually true. Got a massive head cold, but I'm powering through it for this video. But I want to start off this list, all the way back at number 10, with a Netflix original called The Package, that I was extremely surprised by.
I will suck the dick!
It's really cool of you. Yeah. You the man.
Now, this is easily the funniest movie on Netflix right now about a severed penis in a cooler. There are several others. This one's the best. Now, keep in mind, it is about a severed penis in a cooler. That is what the movie is about. If that doesn't interest you, you're not going to like this movie. If it interests you a little bit, I think you're going to be surprised at how funny this movie was. The reason I give this such a high rating, even though it's back at number 10, because I mean, there are some classic movies coming up, is because it just kept going. Like, I thought it was going to end. It seemed very long, and it's well under 2 hours, but it just kept moving, and it was this epic journey to reunite a young man and this severed penis in the cooler. So the jokes were great. It's produced by the guys that did Workaholics. I was a fan of that show. If you were not, odds are you're not really going to like the humor. Obviously, all joking aside, the movie's full of dick jokes. It's a giant dick joke about a bloody severed penis.
You just drank half and half, baby.
Freeze! Vegan police! Vegan police!
My number 9 pick is Scott Pilgrim versus the World? It's versus the World. This is the last movie that starred Michael Cera that anybody gave a shit about, honestly and truly. It's before he started to kind of get weird and started to honestly just like look weird. But this is a really fun movie. It's directed by Edgar Wright, who most recently did Baby Driver. Before that, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End. Really cool, stylistic director. And this is easily his most stylized and stylish movie. It's based on a graphic novel series by the same name. It really features very heavily on like sort of 80s and 90s pop culture, video game culture. And to me, as far as a movie sort of distilling that and servicing it to fans, I think Scott Pilgrim did a better job than Ready Player One from this past year. Scott Pilgrim just really nailed the spirit of it, which I think is why this one is so good.
I was blind and now I can see!
Monty Python's The Life of Brian is basically almost the story of Jesus, except if Jesus was named Brian and if he didn't really care to be involved in any of the stuff Jesus was involved in. So you get sort of this it's a cough medicine, I'm telling you. So you get sort of this biblical period piece with Monty Python jokes, and then the Brian character is so funny to me because he basically spends the whole movie running away from situations, literally just running, and he's wearing shorts for some reason. It's just a funny concept. It's not my favorite Monty Python movie, but it's up there, and it's making it, just by nature of being Monty Python, it's one of the funniest movies on the platform right now.
Chicks dig me because I rarely wear underwear, and when I do, it's usually something unusual.
Bill Murray displays how an ugly man can consistently get laid in Stripes. I really like this one as well. One of the reasons I like Stripes so much over some of the other Bill Murray movies, like Ghostbusters is on Netflix right now, and I do like it a lot for nostalgia purposes, but it's not as funny as Stripes. Stripes is written in a much more funny way. There's a lot more jokes in it, and Stripes has like different chapters in it. You've got the boot camp chapter. You've got where they go on this mission. The movie changes, which really kind of keeps you engaged and involved in it. I just think it's a really well-rounded movie. When it's over, you feel like you've maybe watched two. Like you've seen two different stories play out. So that's one of the reasons I always enjoy watching Stripes.
Sorry.
Some of you might be surprised to see that Animal House is on the back half of the list. And really one of the funniest things about Animal House is this movie would never get made today. Not in the way that it is. There's way too many things that are considered not just politically incorrect, but pretty rough. I mean, there's a scene where a college kid has an angel and devil over his shoulder debating on whether or not to have sex with a passed out girl, and it's a comedy bit. Now, you can watch it today through the lens of like, holy shit, like that was, like, again, that would never be made today. But it was such a classic. So many people loved it so much. And it is so funny. The characters are great. It's one of those movies you can watch over and over and over again, like the rest of the movies I'm getting ready to go into. But before that, if you like content like this, definitely click that subscribe button and be sure to click the bell icon so you get notified when I put new videos out just like this one.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Speaking of a movie that would never get made today, Blazing Saddles. Now, Blazing Saddles is a Mel Brooks movie. It is a Western. It is hilarious. It stars a whole host of classic actors, including Gene Wilder, which I think this and Wonka are maybe like his two kind of most little badass roles. I really, really like him in this. And this one features brutal racism, heavy uses of the N-word, which, again, you're just... that's not going to be in a movie, particularly in a comedic fashion. If you get offended watching this, I'm not sure what's wrong with you, because all the people using all of the racist characters in this movie are absolute buffoons. The hero of the movie is black. Mel Brooks was such a genius to have done this movie the way he did it, when he did it. The jokes still land somehow. Even though it's a very, very different time now than it was then. It really is kind of incredible how it works. However, Mel Brooks kind of went on this streak of turning his classic movies into Broadway shows. I don't think we're ever going to get a Broadway Blazing Saddles.
What do you mean there's no ice? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
Now, Clerks ranks high on this list because of my age and when I was born. Clerks is very much of the video store era generation. And I think an important thing about Clerks is to understand how it was made, that it was made on such a micro budget, that it was filmed at night in a working convenience store, which is a reason they had the sheets in the beginning. They have to put up the sheets to say that we're open, because they had to cover the windows with sheets because it was nighttime outside when you're supposed to think it's daytime inside. Things like that. I mean, the performances in this movie are pretty terrible. Well, the acting is terrible, yet the performances are genuine and funny. So the jokes are funny. It's fairly well written. It launched Kevin Smith's career into this long stream of comedy movies. So this one's got a special place in my heart. If you're a fan of it, let me know in the comments if you think I'm out of my mind for placing it so high on the list. Let me know that as well, but you're probably going to be pissed about this next one too. Black Dynamite is one of the funniest movies on Amazon. Man, it can cough syrup. We're almost there. On Netflix.
Dynamite! I am declaring war on anybody who sells drugs in our community.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
I love this one. It is a blaxploitation spoof. There's been several of them. This one's so funny. Michael Jai White is in it. A whole bunch of black actors, comedic actors. Really funny bits. It's shot in a really fun, clever way. It looks like an old movie. You see boom mics. You see people looking into the camera. Like, you can tell they had fun making this one. And so for me, this one's funny from the very beginning. You get into the vibe of it and the spirit of it from the very beginning. It's thrilling to watch. It's exciting. There's always something happening. There's not really a dull period in it. And then it just turns into this crazy epic thing. Like the end, you keep thinking it's going to end and it keeps going, kind of like the last Lord of the Rings movie. It just keeps kind of one-upping itself in a fairly quick fashion. But it's just such a funny gimmick. Apparently they are making a sequel to this. I cannot wait to watch it. Just talking about it now, I think I'm probably going to fire up and watch Black Dynamite tonight. It might make me feel a little bit better. I sort of mentioned my next pick already.
What's the matter, David? I'm taking a shortcut before.
Shaun of the Dead just got added. The spiritual sequel, Hot Fuzz, has been on Netflix for a while. It probably won't be too much longer, but Shaun of the Dead is superior in almost every way. And I like Hot Fuzz, but Shaun of the Dead is just so tight. Now, yes, it's funny. If you like zombies, it's a must-watch. Again, it's Edgar Wright. I didn't even realize when I wrote this list, I've got 2 Edgar Wright movies on it. If you've seen it and you go back and rewatch it, they're constantly giving you little bits of foreshadowing. Constantly. You may have noticed some of it. It is constant. There's always something happening in the background. The cuts and the editing is very tight together. You're always being given a piece of information that's relevant and crucial to the story moving forward, which is why this is just a brilliant film from top to bottom, on top of just being really, really funny and enjoyable to watch. I'm almost wondering why I didn't put it at number 1, but again, I feel like I'm letting regular viewers down with some of my moves lately. I think I've mentioned this movie twice recently, so feel free to move on. But The Big Lebowski is to me, it's the funniest movie. It's the funniest movie on Netflix right now. I love everything about it. I'm not even going to talk about the movie because I talked about it twice already recently. Here are just a few of my absolute favorite lines from The Big Lebowski.
The fuck is this?
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
What's starting league play?
Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit.
It's no argument. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here.
I am the walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. V.I. Lenin. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
We're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Are they
You want a tow? I can get you a tow. Believe me. There are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it, believe me.
Yeah, but Walter.
Hell, I can get you a tow by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish. Burger.
Those are good burgers, Walter.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Treehorn treats objects like women, man.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
With that, feel free to quote some of your favorite lines from The Big Lebowski or any of these movies or any movie in the comments below. But I will keep making episodes like this one as long as you keep watching them. Thanks for checking this one out, and you will see me on the next one, hopefully on significantly less cough syrup.